Okay, welcome to the Penghu Long Race. West of Taiwan we are today, and it's a bit of a coat hanger shape, going down the center and then around and up again. Coat hanger is exactly what happened to my race today. I got coat hangered. Anyway, the race is about to start, and I take a fairly long and wide approach to this. Very glad to see not many people camping on the line for this race, so that's starting to filter down, and here we are with me going in between two races as I head towards the line, making sure that I don't hit either of them. Somebody there in the cruiser and to my starboard side. Not sure who that is, but I end up going through the middle between these two guys. To the line, and I end up being third, but only by milliseconds here. And then we'll get on with the race action. A lot of this race I want to talk about the bugs that I encountered. I'm hoping that the devs will watch this, and excuse me for my voice as well. I feel like I've got a little bit of a cold coming on. So as I hit the line, we'll see that Ben East and ST2 Racing have just started before me, but there's really nothing in it. So once again, the ritual of trimming up, and my plan for today was to go through the middle of the island. A lot of these boats that you're seeing behind me right now, they end up going east and around. The advantage of that is that they could speed on down there fairly quickly, but then they would have to go not completely against the wind, but they would have a harder time coming back to that first mark. The disadvantage for me would have been, or was, sorry, that I would need to tack on my way down, thus losing position and time to these guys, but I would make it up at the end. Ben goes through me here, no really fault of his own, except for the fact that he was trimming up. I'm sympathetic to that because I know at the beginning of the race what a mess of lines that you have just to get things right. And it is pretty hard. Anyway, first sort of not bug, but problem of the day was practical tangent. Hit on a sandbar. He was offline at the time, and for the devs, just want to say that yeah, there's a little bit of a problem with this. I don't know whether people are using it well enough or they're not checking well enough, but you really need to plot a very good course. And when I was plotting a course in this race, there was at times yellow lines just everywhere, and I think that Ratline had the same problem as me. Anyway, coming down into the middle here, and we'll see that ST2 also has a problem with his auto. Calypso is coming around the island there. ST2, yeah, he beached himself. Both these guys, Practical and ST2, later on came online and fixed the problem, and look like at the end of this recording are still on course to finish the race. Behind me is Hyance and Daza, and Ratline came through the middle as well. And you can see that these guys here are still heading a little bit south before they'll turn for the line. The important thing is that you need to they need to come west and get around that first mark. Meanwhile, I'm still chasing Calypso, and every time I check the leaderboard, I seem to be heading back up in the right direction. And finally, I get to turn the island and make some speed to get down. And as you can see now, I am actually first. Mark 105. And you can see that Calypso is just southeast of me there. And eventually around the island, and still with 2.5 nautical miles to the mark. Look like I'm about 0.3, 0.2, and then all of a sudden the second bug comes into play. We just see that Tizal has passed the mark, except when we find out where he is, he's actually south of the mark. And so this is a bug number 2 as far as I'm concerned in this race. Bug number 1 was not really a bug, more just that the waypoint system was going haywire sometimes. And I guess auto needs to be looked at a little bit and maybe fine-tuned a little bit, especially for these long races. Although that could also be player user error as well. So heading up to the I guess this would be the first mark, but according to, I guess if the first mark is going through the start line, then this would be the second mark. And then on to the reveal of the day, which was that Calypso is actually Sea Cow. So a big moo shout out to him. Kind of funny. He has multiple accounts for his children, and gets to play around with being a spy. So, well done, lad. So now what I'm showing you is that Diesel is still down there. I don't actually know if I show Slipknot here, but I'm sure that he is south of the line. Maybe he's the guy just south down there. Anyway, he has the same benefit as Tizal, and according to the leaderboard, which I'm going to show in a second, he is also before me. So while I'm first around this mark, physically I'm third at present. So just trimming up and getting a slightly different angle for a bit. But at least we're rolling along fairly quickly, and finally I show the leaderboard and you can see what's happened. You'll notice that the mark is 2 of 5 there. Anyway, I had to go and do some real life sailing. And I came back and bugged. That's the only way I can say it. Unfortunately, I didn't record from the beginning here, but if you can see down at the last waypoint there, that's where I basically came online, which is quite fortunate. And I went around the mark and then started to catch calypso and hyats. And it was about now that I started to realize that I had a problem. I should have gone back and gone around it again just to see if it had worked, but by this stage I knew that if I did that I would have lost the race anyway. So I was just hoping that at the next mark it would sort of rectify itself. It didn't. Anyway, trimming up, and I want to get to the leaderboard. So I turned that mark probably about 0.5 of a nautical mile south and west of it, going around it, and didn't work. Doing a little bit of bitching and complaining here. Not usually my way, but it was late at night. I just got home and was not very happy. Anyway, so let's look at the leaderboard and see that I've gone down. I was in second place at that mark, and you can see that the nautical miles there, I'm very close to that mark. You can also see it's only 1 of 5, and so I've gone from 2 of 5 back to 1 of 5. So something was balked at that second or third mark. Something was happening, and I was just plummeting down the leaderboard. But hey, that's life. Anyway, at this stage, I just thought I'd join Calypso and see if I could win the race and still be last. But that was never to happen, because when I woke up this morning, I found that I'd crashed into a small little island. This was not auto helm problem. This was definitely a user fault. I didn't see it when I was making the waypoints. I didn't zoom in close enough to see this small little rock very close to the line. Anyway, right at the end here, this is my last bit of real footage. Was me doing a little bit of donuts around Calypso. And we were just having a bit of a chat about, some of the problems that are still occurring, bugs that really need to be fixed a little bit. So this is partially a bug report as well as a race report. And unfortunately, I had to do something when I woke up this morning that I've not done in any of these long races, and that was press the quit button. I would have had to go all the way back around and come all the way back up, and I just couldn't be bothered. So, while I'm not too salty about it, I'm a little salty about it, and but that's competition, that's being offline. I can accept it, but here I am, DNF last. Very well done to the guys who got it in the top, top 10, top 15. Pretty hard race. Calypso, Sunburn, Paul, Ben, and Yako, Ratline, and Dazza. All these guys were, were really pushing at the end there. So I just want to say thank you very much, and fair winds to those that are still out in the course. Bye bye.